Hello and welcome to round 4 of GP Everrime, where we are facing off against Kumrac. And I'm actually in a position I've never been in before. Despite my very strong performance in many tournaments, I've never been the number 1 seed going into top cut. And it's especially important this time because there's going to be a top 6, meaning the 1 and 2 seeds get buys. The winner of this match between me and Kumrac will be the 1 seed. And it's entirely possible the loser will be the 2 seed. So if I win this, I only have to play 2 matches in Top Cup, semifinals, and then finals. If I lose this, that might be true, or I might have to play a quarterfinals match as well. So, strangely, the stakes are a little lower than they usually are, but I would still like to win. Kumrac is on black-green Kumracs, aka black-green midrange, and will be taking the play. Game 1, as usual, we're trying to combo off quickly. And I think this is good enough. This is, obviously, 0 combo pieces is not exactly where I want to be, but I have some good digging of Ignited Soul, all that remains in Fabricate Anomaly. Capitalist can get me a combo piece. And my opponent's deck trades 1 for 1 a lot, so I'd like to not mulligan too much, especially with turn 1 Ignited Soul, to turn my less important cards like All That Remains and second Ignited Soul into more useful things, especially combo pieces. This is Rooftop Slink, which I don't mind enormously. Another Venture Capitalist. Put down an Ignited Soul and ship the turn. So on the discard block, all that remains at Ignited Soul are the first priority discards. Second Venture Capitalist probably don't need. What I'm really looking for is lands. Third land to get Anomaly. And then just as usual, 2 substitutes and an Envoy can be a kill in game 1. They can disrupt my graveyard with Chronicle of Extinction. If they attack, I'm not blocking. Kumrac's deck, it has, the classics, Exorcist, Husk Forger, Inner Ring's Pupil, 4 of. Lifehacker, Ozen would work. Ozen would work as an unusual ramp piece, but Redeemer, Vardo Ravelon, bunch of threats that just cannot be allowed to continue or they will take over the game quite quickly. Second, Rooftop Slink, and this might be Rooftop Slink Pass, trying to block Ignited Soul. Yep, that's exactly what's happening here. Seems like I don't care if these Rooftop Slinks enormously, so I don't want to trade them for Ignited Soul, which I do care about. But I need to play something this turn. So I'm going to attack, and they're going to double block, and I'm going to accept the trade. Ooh, or they might not double block. I only need 1 card in hand to win. I just need Envoy. Sure. Yeah, they're going to double block as expected. Now I'm going to run out a Mountain, another Ignited Soul. So if I'm forced to discard a card this turn, I'll have available All That Remains. Which at this point might be looking for lands, rather than even Envoys. Yep. If I don't hit a third land, it's going to be real bad. Oh, X. That's actually huge. No blocks. Discard? I'm assuming there's no discard. Okay, I would have loved to discard a card. Would have been to my benefit to be able to play this All That Remains. Well, speaking of instants, there's Dolkrin Charm Sovereign Execution, so this Ignited Soul might die. Can't enormously do anything about that. Discard All That Remains, draw a card. Hazak District. Okay, that means I have mana for Envoy of the Fallen eventually. I am going to play Swamp so I can get down Fabricated Anomaly and start going through my deck. They don't have counterspells or anything, so Gonna get this. And presumably this is going to die. Yep. That's okay. I'm probably discarding second Fabricated Anomaly to Puzzle Box. I'd love an untapped land instead of Hazak District. Now are you going for discard? Okay, I will discard this Fabricated Anomaly. Yep. Unfortunate. That's one of their 2 Chronicles down, is the only good news from that. So, wipes out my All That Remains, but it doesn't wipe out any... Okay, here's actually... Should I activate Puzzle Box in response? Yeah, it gets me 1 card deeper. The thing is, like, if I draw something I'd rather have in my graveyard, I'll be sad. I think I should do this first. Discarding second Venture Capitalist, draw, Enigmatic Fen. And then which one do I keep? I get to keep 1 card. I think I keep Venture Capitalist. Yeah, if any land, Venture Capitalist gets me something useful, like... And if I draw an Envoy, yeah. If I keep a land, I'm looking for a play. If I'm keeping Venture Capitalist looking for land, I have more lands than plays, so... Like this. I'm probably looting it all away, because I'm still looking for substitutes, envoys, and lands to cast them. That's probably getting discarded, because it's a land, but it's not a blue land, which is what I need. The other option is I could play it and then Venture Capitalist for... the for Archaic Obelisk. Thing is, like, Rooftop Sling's probably going to flip next turn, so I'm not going to have to keep whatever, but I get to rummage twice, and I think I should use my rummages on this Sanguine Palace. Rummage away Sanguine Palace. It's substitute. Good. 1 substitute in graveyard is important. Ooh, drawing Herald of Awakening. So I could Venture Capitalist, but I can't get anything relevant? No, I can. I can Venture Capitalist for land. That's actually probably what I have to do here. Over. Venture Capitalist for land, or save it looking for Obelisk. I think blue source is more important here. Right? I can't play Obelisk. Yeah, I just want to get Warpway Rings here. Get my 2 for 1. One sub in graveyard, so I'm 1 of 3 combo pieces. Although, with 2 capitalists gone, I'm slightly less likely to find second substitute. I have to find it raw, most likely. But with Puzzle Box, I can get through further lands that I draw, and just getting my 2 for 1 off Venture Capitalist is probably worthwhile here. What is this? Is this another... Oh, this flips Synthetic Spectre. Make me discard Herald. That's going to kill me, like, not enormously fast, but eventually. It's going to be slightly annoying. Crack this. Get my island. Sovereign's Execution. Yeah, I can kill that. This is like kind of the weird situation I find myself in. I found a decently good card, Sovereign's Execution, which I could use to kill Synthetic Spectre. Ooh, wait. Oh, no. No, I need to save this for Gallifrey Timber. Yeah, absolutely. Because if this animates, it can exile cards from my graveyard. And I need to stop them from doing that. I care about that more than Synthetic Spectre. Yeah, if they animate it, I have to kill it. Otherwise, I can probably kill Synthetic Spectre. Unfortunate, like, I would have loved to draw something, discard it, draw something, discard it, find Sovereign's Execution, but... So yeah, if they activate Gallows Sprout, I'm going to kill it before attacks, otherwise I kill Synthetic Spectre during attacks. Or possibly even just loot with Puzzle Box. No, it's kill it. I'm going to lose pretty quickly to the Synthetic Spectre. It's what? I take 4 and then 5, so I survive at 1. Surviving at 1's not 0. Venture Capitalist. Could get Alrontan Obelisk, or I could just use Ignited Soul to try to turn this into something better. Not Alrontan, Ancient Archaic Obelisk is the name of that card. Once again, awkward draws here. So Archaic Obelisk lets me look at 2 cards this turn, whereas Ignited Soul Puzzle Box lets me look at 2 cards next turn. Look at 2 cards next turn. So I think getting Archaic Obelisk is better. Yeah, I think it is. And like this, they both look at 2 cards, this or using the Rummagers, but this puts the Venture Capitalist on board and gets me 2 more cards the following turn. So like this, Archaic Obelisk, put counter on it. I'm not blocking, so I might as well attack. Okay. So I get a decent number of looks. And yeah, 4 plus 5 is 9, so they actually probably can't kill me. They certainly can't kill me this turn. They might not be able to kill me next turn. Inner Ring's Pupil. Okay. Sack Venture Capitalist. 2 blockers held back can stop Inner Ring Pupil from killing me. So I think I can survive next turn as well. Looking at Erosive Path Swamp. Don't want to use those. Okay. Primal Fissure. Well, I don't want that for sure. Discard that to Puzzle Box. Substitute. I should use Obelisk right now. I'm not. If they have another Chronicle Extinction, I'm not beating it because they get to play it during their next turn. So yeah, and that exiles my 1 substitute and stops me from comboing, which is how I'm winning this game. I should use Obelisk right now because I might hit an Envoy, and if I hit the Envoy, I attack with Night, so I win the game. And if not, I need to find blockers for Inner Rings. So tap this, Envoy. That's easy. And attack you, Ignited Soul. Discard substitute, draw a card. GG. Yeah, this deck is a little silly. This deck is a little silly. Okay, they have a very good sideboard for me is the problem. They have 4 Crucible. And 2 Chronicle. A lot of dangerous stuff. I want all of my mid-range value cards. All of them. All of them. But I don't want. 4th Envoy is not good. Ignited Soul is unlikely to get in. Herald Awakening is not useful. All that remains is not good card advantage for all their graveyard hate. Trim an Anomaly, I believe, is the last card. Yeah, I believe there's a Trim Anomaly angle. And I don't have great ways of discarding excess ones, and I don't want to draw too many. Okay, but, like, being up a game, that's great. Man, so many times this tournament I've needed to find the combo on a given turn. To be fair, I think I had an extra turn there. I could have looked at 2 additional cards by surviving with the block energy if they didn't have anything. Well, I got a Fiend. I got a Sovereign Execution. I got some stuff. I got a 2. I got a 4. I got a 5. This is a little slow, but I have Sovereign Execution to kill their first like enormous threat. I'll keep this. Not perfect, but I'll keep it. Oh, it's a Husk Forger. They're probably sided out the. No, but say they might side out the Rooftop Link because I want to discard some of my cards, but no, they kept it in. Well, I don't have a 1-drop, so Havoc District pass. If they make me discard a card, what is it? Maybe Venture Capitalist? Maybe. Probably Venture Capitalist. Because then, if I get to play Envoy later, I can get back Venture Capitalist with it. Maybe get Stella's Journal. Stella's Journal is also very good in this matchup. I doubt they brought in Hungry Blob. Actually, no. I've played Kumrac more. They do bring in Hungry Blob in this matchup. Exorcist. Okay. Now we get to play a fun game. Okay. I would like them to take Sovereign's Execution or Fiend, leaving me Envoy or Venture Capitalist. If I show them Execution Fiend, I think you're probably likely enough to take it. What is from their perspective? What are they looking for? They're looking for dangerous 2-drops. They're looking for my Exorcist, and for 3-drops. So if I show them Envoy Venture Capitalist, they're not like enormously afraid. I do like this, hoping that they look at hand. I don't think these are threatening enough to them at this point for me on 1 land. Yep. I'm getting better at Exorcist piles. They get Fiend or Execution. Yep. Just like the normal outcome. I take my 1. Discard Venture Capitalist. Also notably, they did not play the Graveyard Hate card on turn 2. Okay, well, I have drawn a fat lot of nothing. That's not great. Play a tapped Enigmatic Fen, I guess. Not like Venture Capitalist on 2 would have done anything. But yeah, I do need to draw some non-lands sometime soon. Especially because this is going to be some 3-drop I wish I had Sovereign's Execution for. Oh, it's Crucible. Okay. Could be worse, honestly. And Husk Forger. This Envoy's not doing much. I'm discarding probably Misty Peak here. They have an excess Crucible. And I'm going to... Oh wait, this Misty Peak is exiled, and this is exiled too. Ooh, Anomaly. It's not gonna... It can't... This Envoy doesn't do much with a Crucible in play, but Anomaly does something. Grab myself a Mountain. Yeah, Anomaly's nice. Anomaly. Probably just discarding this Envoy at this point, if I don't have, like, Frag to take care of their Crucible. Okay, and they're sitting here with 1 card in hand. This might be Flip Rooftop Link. It sure is. You don't want to tap your Crucible the Burning Sun? You could tap that. It's an artifact. Okay. Well, that's going to hit me, and I'm probably discarding this Envoy, because it's not doing very much right now. Yep, I take my 2. Yep, they get their Scry 1. This game is going much less well. We're both empty-handed, but they have a threat and I don't. And Crucible means that a lot of my synergies do not work very well. I think my best plan is getting to Fiend, which means I'm not going to use Puzzle Box right now. Okay, now I'm going to use Puzzle Box. Okay, well, finding nothing but lands is not going to make this very easy. But then I'm going to have to discard another card as an Vector. That was a turn where I really need to... I guess I really need to find land plus 4 mana card that probably answers Synthetic Spectre. And not finding that means that, yeah. Okay. Current plan, I find a land, I play Fiend. Oh. Okay, yeah, this is over. They have aiming people to take my last card. Yep. That hand was just slow. Uh, and they had Crucible. Eh. Find me a Swamp, I guess. Whitecliff Poker, that's actually not a bad card in this matchup, but I'm gonna be dead pretty quickly. Whenever I play is gonna get just died Innerings Pupil, and they can get in for then. Okay, I think I can. I'm gonna play. Okay, how do I win this game? I don't think I have outs. But if I did, they'd involve like Whitecliff Pilgrim into drawing stuff that draws me cards and does things. But like instead of never keeping cards in hand, I can maybe like frag Crucible and then find a really fast combo. But I just don't think that's very likely. I'm gonna run it out, I guess. But I think I'm dead here. Yeah, this is what Black Ring Kumrac does. Like if you have a bad start, they catch just guard the Exorcist. Uh, they're activating Husk Forger on their turn. You don't need to do that. It's got its instant speed, but really does not matter. Anomaly dies. I take 5. They have lethal in play, and I don't think I have ways out of this. Substitute. Well, that's G. Okay. Pretty lopsided game. Maybe I just shouldn't have kept that hand, is possibly the answer. But they had a lot of hand pressure very early. So that's something I'm pretty soft to. Maybe it's possible I should have kept Venture Capitalist just because it could find Stella's Journal, which is a pretty useful card in this matchup. Although I usually need Stella's Journal X2 because they have so many ways to make me discard a card on their turn. Game 3. Okay, turn 2 Exorcist, turn 3 Anomaly or Program Pursuer. Now that's more what I'm looking for on the play. I get to play Warpway Rings, turn 1. They haven't had Huskforger turn 1 yet, which, I can count my blessings about that. And they don't have it now. Crack this, get Swamp, I guess. Oh, yeah, and it untaps. Sovereign Execution, nice card to have. I would like to crack my Primal Fissure now in case I draw another one. And then I'm just going to run out, nice clean, turn 2 Exorcist. What am I looking for? Removal is kind of a thing I'd care about, but I'd probably take a removal spell. I'd also be looking for dangerous 3. Their Exorcist. Yeah, there's their Exorcist. Okay, they have 2 Exorcists. And a Blob. Blob is pretty good, actually. All 3 of my 3 drops are 3 mana die to Blob. It's possible I just have to take Blob. Because next turn they play Exorcist, they can take one of my 3 drops, doesn't really matter. And then I get to play whichever 3 drop they don't take. And there's a Redeemer in there. Okay, there's all sorts of annoying stuff. Whew, I think I do have to take one of these. They're all very threatening. What do they keep in hand if this is what they're showing me? 2 Exorcists means taking an Exorcist is like, whatever. Okay, my game plan in this game involves Program Pursuer. I'm going to hope that their Exorcist takes Anomaly, I play Program Pursuer, and then I execute Redeemer, which would kill it, which would block it, take Blob. So, scary. scary thing to see. I mean, to be fair, I don't know if they have third land. You know, count my blessings. No, this is going to be Exorcist. I'm going to show them 2 Fabricate Anomaly and hope they take one. I should just show them 1 Fabricate Anomaly, right? Oh, wow. Okay. I was still thinking, but that's good. That's actually very good for me. That's the one I wanted them to take. Wow, I actually drew another Primal Fissure. I'm going to go Primal Fissure for Swamp, play Fabricate Anomaly, and I'm going to hit them with 3/4 Exorcist. Swamp? Wait, no, I'm going to play Program Pursuer. What am I saying? Yeah, Program Pursuer is way more important than Anomaly right here. If they also have an answer to Program Pursuer, then that sucks, doesn't it? Also, they might not have Green Mana. Oh, they do have Green Mana. Okay, this is just Redeemer. Make a treasure. I'm actually, like, not that fussed. Yeah, Redeemer. Yeah. Venture Capitalist. That's not bad. That's not bad. Annoyingly, I have 2 lands with the same name. Okay, I attack with Pursuer. They could try to double block. That'd be incredibly risky, and they get blown out for it. They'll probably just take it, let me draw a card. And then I'm going to kill Redeemer probably anyways. They take it. I'm going to draw a card and lose a life. It's a substitute. That's pretty good. I'm getting close to combo, and I could even just substitute Exorcist sometime soon. Okay, I actually have some interesting decisions to make here. Because executing Redeemer is really nice. This card's annoying, and it generates value over time. But it doesn't spend my mana very well. If I execute Redeemer, I could also Capitalist for Stella's Journal X equals 0, X equals 1, rather. Which is... It's not worth nothing. And it spends my mana for sure. Other options? I guess it's my way of spending the most mana. I could also just Anomaly or just substitute copying either Exorcist or Program Pursuer. It's also possible I can ignore Redeemer. It's just going to get them treasures at this point, but they have 4 mana, and the most expensive card in their deck costs 4. So it's not like the extra treasures do much. And with, they could easily have Inner Rings Pupil or Life Hacker, things I'd much rather kill with Sovereign Execution over Redeemer, which I don't have to care about if I don't want to. In which case, I might just play Substitute Copy Pursuer. Just second Pursuer. They didn't have a good answer to it last turn, so they might not have an answer to it this turn. I actually like that play better. And that's a 1/4 Death Touch. They can't attack through it with either of their creatures. They didn't have an answer to Pursuer last turn, which I assume they would have played instead of Redeemer. If it's Inner Rings Pupil, then I get to kill that. They get to eat a card out of my hand, probably Anomaly. Execution kills it, and then I get to draw some more cards. They get a bunch. They get a treasure token. That's annoying, but less annoying than their 4-drops. The way I win this game is by keeping up Pursuer value. Oh no, if I discard a card, I keep Anomaly, because Anomaly buffing Pursuer is really important. The way I win this game, my current game plan is... Okay, the Exorcist. Okay, they're making everything really complicated. It's like this. They're not going to look at hand. I could easily have a land in there. They're going to take Execution, probably. Ooh. Ooh. They're going to get another treasure token from your Redeemer. That's fine. They have 3 more mana. They crack both treasures. They don't crack both treasures. They cycle Forlorn Path. Okay. On their turn, too. For to find a land drop. Okay. Okay. Absentia. That's really useful. Yeah. She hit him with the Absentia. That put the card in my graveyard for Fabricated Anomaly, which is actually important here. And it misses. Okay. Well, I was hoping there might be a Crucible or something they just drew in there. Okay. Well, there's a Vardu Ravelon. It's not enormously important. There's a Chronicle of Extinction. They could cast that, but I don't care enormously about the discard, or I don't care enormously about any mode of Chronicle. I can run out Fabricated Anomaly, make my puzzle box, attack with both of these. Two 5s with Death Touch coming in. They take the 4. I draw 2 more cards. I could play this Primal Fissure, but I'd rather keep it in hand in case they Chronicle me so I can keep my own Exorcist in hand. This Redeemer is going to start growing, but these Karina substitutes are still bigger. Yeah, I don't mind what's going on here at all. Like, Chronicle discard, I don't care about that. I get to keep drawing cards if they do that. And I can Exorcist their Vardo Ravelon. Probably. I could also venture... No. If they do... Okay. Right, and if they don't mess with my hand, I get Primal Fissure, Venture Capitalist, Stealth Journal X equals 2. Which is a real threat to them. That's the Temple of Origins I knew about. Okay. This game's going quite well, I think, thanks to having a game plan. This game was all about knowing that Program Pursuer was my game plan and taking with Exorcist and revealing with Exorcist such that I could get Program Pursuer in. Duish Absentia was duress this game, to be sure, but it's in there for the possibility of having a Husk Forger on turn 1 or an Exorcist. Both very important. Okay, cracking their treasure. Oh, animating Heap Ludicon. 2/4 with Death Touch. Yes. This comes a 4/4. Okay, now the ground's going to get a little clogged up. That's a good... And they're not attacking. Okay, so they could trade Heap Ludicon or 2 other creatures for one of my programmed pursuers. Do I want to use Puzzle Box? Not particularly. Not particularly. Getting my program pursuers any bigger doesn't do anything. And although Prime Pleasure is not the ideal land, it does let me Venture Capitalist for Stella's Journal X equals 2, which is the kind of thing I want to do. If we board stall here, Whitecliff Pilgrim. Okay. I could go Whitecliff Pilgrim Exorcist now and then save the Venture Capitalist line for later. That sounds like a great idea. Saving 3 cards in hand so I can keep Venture Capitalist through Chronicle Extinction again. Unless I draw a land here, maybe? Whitecliff Pilgrim. Exorcist. Oh, wow. Okay, they have an Inner Ring People in hand. They also have Varda, Ravelon, and Chronicle Extinction. I take Pupil, then. They didn't need to show me that. I know 2 of their cards in hand. Isn't that one? But I don't care about Chronicles. Just like takes two of my cards, whatever. I'm getting more cards off Whitecliff and Capitalist and such. Um, whereas Inner Rings is like a thing I need to kill. Yeah, they both make me discard two cards, but Inner Pupil is much more threatening. I need to draw a card off of Whitecliff Pilgrim, and I'd like to keep two cards in hand so I can um, get value. Okay, do I want to attack with a Pursuer? It'll trade for Heap Ludicon, or for Redeemer plus another card. I think I do. And this one, not the substitute. Substitute on battlefield is valuable for Envoy purposes. Okay, I accept this trade. That trade's going to happen eventually, so no reason not to do it now. And I'm not going to play a land because I'd like to keep Venture Capitalists through Chronicle here. They get a 1/1 off Redeemer, but that's okay. Chronicle. Modes. Discard? Gotta be discard. Could be -2/-2, I guess, yep. Yeah. And should I puzzle box first? No, I shouldn't. Okay, let's Chronicle down. Redeemer becomes a 5/5. They could attack me. Would I trade substitute for it? Probably not. I'd take my 5. Yeah, taking 5 is fine. If taking 5 allowing me to draw a card, basically paying 6 life for a card, I'll pay 6 life for a card right now. Looking for any land. That's any land. Well, Venture Capitalist. Stack, so Venture Capitalist trigger first, then Whitecliff Pilgrim trigger, because I want to find Stella's Journal. Venture Capitalist. Okay, Capitalist first finds me Stella's Journal. Then Whitecliff Pilgrim draws me a card. It's a Fiend of the Crimson Pact. There, that's how I win if I'm winning this game. Stella's Journal now costs 2 with the 4-point discount. And I'm not discarding. I'm just going to let Stella's Journal go off. Another Fiend. Sure. I mean, they have 2 cards in hand. One of them is Vardo Ravalon, which doesn't do much right now. At this point, I have my own card draw engine, so I don't need... That's killing... Oh, that's going to kill my Stella's Journal and my substitute. No, that's annoying. That's very annoying. That's going to kill substitute plus journal here. And puzzle box? Yeah. Ugh. That's actually really bad. Start of combat. Exile. Stella's Journal. I can't ever get that back. That gets them a counter. That's fine. Okay, this Fiend's gonna have to survive, is what's gonna have to happen here. They can start attacking now. I got chump blockers like Venture Capitalist. I'll take my first 6, that's fine. Draw a Sanguine Palace. Keep that for discard fodder and play a Fiend. Hope it's good enough. I know they don't have removal for it in hand, so... Because the one card in hand is Vardo Ravelin, so they need to top deck a removal of this, which they have plenty of. Dual Karen Charm doesn't work, but it could be another Sovereign's Execution. But they don't get to look at any additional cards. And now I'm going to chump this with Venture Capitalist. In this situation, Fiend probably just gets Envoy, which draws a card, draw a bajillion cards, Exorcists, etc. Oh, right. Exile Exorcist. They get a 1/1. Okay, so maybe Envoy's less good. Yeah, chump with Venture Capitalist. Just gonna play Varda Ravelon? No, they have Chronicle. Discard mode? Okay, that's not the end of the world. Makes my search a little more complicated. One card in hand, it's Vardo Ravelon. Swamp. Okay. So plan one. Hits him with Fiend of the Crimson Pact. Get Frag. Frag Exorcist, get Execution, execute Redeemer. Seems pretty good. Option two. Fiend of the Crimson Pact, get another Fiend of the Crimson Pact. Play it. Then chump the Redeemer with Anomaly or something. And I have 10 points of flying in play. Like, they have. Well, they only have two Sovereign Execution. They use both of these. They could have Revivify. So it's like two Revivified Wrath and a. Yeah. No, I get Fiend off this. That's just how I win this game. That's just how I win this game. I have enough dorks to discard and or sack. Yeah, attack with Fiend. Put you to 7. Oh, not named Fiend! Oh no! That doesn't work. I forgot. This can't get more copies of itself. It's like the only thing it can't get. Oh, Now I need to think. I get Envoy? No. I get Capitalist. Capitalist for a substitute for another Fiend that way. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I can't do what I wanted, but I can do this. Then I go to my second main. I play Venture Capitalist. I go find Karina's substitute. And I draw a card off Whitecliff. It's an Envoy. Good. Envoy's very good here. I play substitute. I copy Fiend. I have a 1/4 Fiend of the Crimson Pact now. I keep the land in hand in case they make me discard it. Next turn, even if they kill this Fiend plus substitute plus Envoy is lethal. Because I get the combo off. Wait, actually, Envoy is just lethal because I throw my entire board at them for 6 damage. Okay. Yeah. Heck yeah. 4-0. Taking out Black Green Kumracs. Advancing to top seed. So next time you see me will be the semifinals. Those were some sweet games. Good night.